Yeah, that's awful. Eddie, you just mentioned VIP. How did you get a welcome going to Andre Rison and Deion Sanders' team? How was that welcoming, man? Take your time with those stories, man.
So I get drafted on draft day by the Atlanta Falcons. They called
Yeah.
me and they said they're sending a plane ticket for me to come to Atlanta, and it's customary for first round pick to come as soon as he gets picked, come to the facility, come to the team, and which he got drafted so he could be interviewed by the press. They can introduce him and all that pomp and circumstances.
Mhm.
So I get off the plane at Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta, and Andre Rison is waiting for me, and he drives
Wow.
this. He's driving this two-seat BMW
Mercedes.
like 840,
Yeah.
850 or something like that. I'm like Dre, how am I supposed to get my big ass in this thing? I'm like, I'm kind of laying back, trying to watch him drive, and because all you see is face and windshield, and he's like, Big League, I got you, I got you. So we're clowning around. So he takes me from the airport. We're going downtown. I'm like, is this where the facility is? Because I heard it was Swanee. He's like, no, we gotta make a stop. I was like, where are we going? Dre takes me to Magic City. He takes me to
Yeah.
Magic City. As soon as I get off the plane, he goes in there. He stops the DJ. Hey, yo, 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 listen up. This is my big homie Lincoln Kennedy. We just drafted him by Atlanta Falcons. Magic City, I want you to show him some love. And so the girls start taking off their things, start shaking their booties. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. This is Chocolate City. This is what I'm talking about. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I had never seen all black in a strip club growing up on the West Coast. I was like, damn, Chocolate
Yeah.
City has something to offer. So Magic City was the first thing I got turned on to when I went to the ATL, and then I went to facility. But you know what? I had the pleasure of playing with some great guys. Dion and Andre. And what's interesting about those guys is that they both had their own ways. That I remember the first time I saw Dion. Um, I didn't know all about the hype of prime time, but he was that flamboyant. He was that guy that just stood out and knew how to stand out in the crowd. And it was just interesting because you saw these personalities. I remember walking in the shower and see my center smoke a cigarette in the shower. I'm like, okay, I never saw that before, but it is what it is. It's the NFL, so it's a different world. All in all, it was a good time, man. It really was a lot of fun with those guys.
Did you ever get a chance to meet Tupac at all? Because I know Andre Rison and Pac were really good friends.
Yeah, no, I didn't meet Pac, but I was around when all that stuff happened with Left Eye. I remember coming up one time when we were coming out of practice, coming up the hill to the hotel and seeing Left Eye, on Andre sitting between her legs, out of like a Suzuki Sidekick or something like that, a chill. They were chilling, and I was like, that's Left Eye from TLC, and she was really cool too. So you got to meet them, but it was two different worlds back in Atlanta because you had the people who wanted to be stars, and then you had the people who were stars that wanted to be athletes and stuff like that. So Andre was trying to get into the recording business just like Dion and everybody else. So everyone else had a
Mhm.
side gig. You know what I mean? And there we had a flamboyant coach in Jerry Glanville who drove a different car every day of the week, was always in black, and left two tickets for Elvis at every game. So go figure.